What's up, y'all? How y'all feel out there? As you can see, I'm still rocking it out at the airport. This is like my habitation, so I'm here by myself currently in this particular seat, this row, and I can guarantee you that before I'm done, that I'm gonna receive some company and maybe even an interruption. Now, some may say that I'm jinxing myself or I'm putting it out there so the universe is gonna send it to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put it to the test because first of all, I have good intent, and I also try my best to accentuate the positive, right, without neglecting that which is real. All right, so moving forward, y'all. So, for those that don't know me, Leo Azira is the name, and it's been a while since I actually put out a video. It's been maybe about 2 weeks, I think, or more. You know, what's funny is that I said it was a while when actually 2 weeks is nothing. I think a while, considerably to me, a while would be like maybe a month. You know, depending on how things are scaled. And to be honest, I guess with the need of the truth to be put out there, some good words and whatnot, in which some people may not see it as good words because it's going to affect them because a lot of people get offended and they're sensitive. But uh, that's that. Uh, can't please everybody. And it's not about pleasing everybody either. It's about telling the truth and what you feel that rests upon your heart, mind, and soul, and let things weigh out in the balance as it always is. In fact, without us even knowing. Excuse me, I really don't like to do that on camera, which is why I can see how I'm being chastised. Excuse me, see that? Having a beard and all. You don't want to be having a beard and, you could speak fluidly and consciously, factually, rationally, candidly, all those great things that will make you a great orator, teacher, etc., etc., and then you're hacking up banana pudding. That's not really it's not professional, it's not appealing, and it shows as a sign that, hey, red flag, brother or sister, you got something to work on so you could be more up here, up there, where, and when I mean up here, what I mean is that I think for anyone that knows, when you reach a great level of optimal health, which is wealth, oh man, the things that you can just accomplish and how more miraculous you become. Yes, indeed. So I just know I got a little work to do here now. I do apologize, people, for not having. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there now because I can feel it in my bones. I do apologize for not being more, you know, having things laid out. Right when I bring out these videos, I freestyle a lot. I freestyle. I do. I go right off top to head. Sometimes I get I may derail myself in regards of what I'm speaking upon. Whereas some people may say, "Hey, man, you talking like you got ADHD, man? Could you go from this topic to that topic?" I'm trying to tie it all in, but I got to remind myself that, yo, man, go ahead, continue to put that pen to paper. Get a layout. Don't worry so much about putting your face on camera. Go ahead and do like put a picture up with a voiceover, you know, and just let it rock like that. And it makes sense to me. People got different ways of doing things, and I think that may be more effective for me because I know, for one, when I sit down and I write things out and I measure my words properly, I do my best to. it comes out more effectively. 9 times out of 10, that's without a doubt, y'all. And I think I think there's many people that can agree with me and attest to that. You know. So yeah, I just gotta say I apologize for not being more. Uh, I would have to say be more. Excuse me, prepared, formal, and orderly, lineated, etc., etc. Nevertheless, here we go. We're gonna get into something because I just had it upon me. I said, man, it's been a while, so let me make a video because there's so much to talk about, and I do have to put it in a way. I would like to, and I will articulate my words in a way in the future, as I have already. I'm having a hard time trying to publish this book that I have spoken about in the past, which was just last year. And one of the major challenges is that, well, what time is it? 6:58 now. I don't know if this is the normal time that people come in and pray, but there goes the distracting I was talking about. Anyway, with all due respect, right? Not because he's saying Allah that, it may not come as a distraction. Anyway, 'cause this is an airport. They don't usually sing out like that. He could do that to himself. Fact or not. I guess he must be in that spirit. See the brother when he comes out. Let's see if light shining on him. Anyhow, so oh yeah, look, and there go the company I was talking about. See, maybe I put it out to the universe, but I even saw him chilling out over there as I was here doing my thing anyway. Before I even got to this point, now he's walking around. I'm gonna put it out there right now. That's one thing I don't like. I can read the energy on a lot of my European brothers and sisters, but they're very disingenuous, and they play like they don't know what's going on. They know damn well what's going on, because they got a lot of them out here that's like trolls, right? And they come through like naggers, and they behaviors and their ways, right? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of them just look like they need to just go back into their little room and play Nintendo 64 or something, man. Like, yo. Anyway, so there's much to talk about, and I would have to say where I'm at already 7, 8 minutes in. I want to touch on something real quick. I'm not gonna hold this. I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. Accountability, right? Accountability. We have heard it many times, um, and I think we have you know, like life, how things get complex as you graduate with more degrees of knowledge, similar to like with the supreme uh, the supreme master and Doctor Strange when she said, "Learning of infinite things, there are infinite possibilities," something of the sort like that. It makes perfect sense. The more you learn and the more you know, the more dangers there can be and can be met, depending on how you address situations, how you proact, not react, proact, and also respond. Right? Yes, indeed. However, accountability of all men, colors, and creed, particularly men in this case, in which I'm speaking on right now, I'm getting into more, is that the reason why I say accountability because I've uh, I've had a lot of time to do some thinking, and this is a constant day-to-day thing. In addition to the observances that is made on an everyday basis, as far as where we stand with our humanitarian issues, and we still have which is quite funny to me in our adult lives, is that we still have issues with jealousy, envy, and a lot of people still is under the tutelage of fear tactics. Now, some people play with it. Some people think it's okay. Uh, Certain elements can be exercised because it tests the faith of people, in which I'm actually talking about the idea of fear, fear mongering, and fear tactics, because the opponent of faith is fear. And this is where things get complex in our lives, because first you get the basics, right? Let the babies have their milk, right? And then as you grow, you start to get a full course meal. You get your veggies, you get your herbs, you get your fruits, you get your grains. You learn how to put it together, cook it up. What satisfies you, what sustains you, what has the proper nutrients in it. So yes, things get complex along the way, undoubtedly. So I say eliminate all fear, because that's what we're really here to do. And I know that the Bible says, fear God. You know what I mean? But I believe that we done reached the point. Uh, we reached the point, for the sake of what I see in humanity, we have reached a point where we passed fear, which is why a lot of these calamities came into place. Is because look what the people are exercising continually up to this day. In fact, not even up to this day, because things are changing and some people can't see it, where we're actually going to be forced into getting right with the Creator, moving forward. The things that took place in the past. Stick with me, y'all. I'm talking about accountability here. That's the main topic. What is it that men? What commissions and omissions were put out and acted upon by man in the ancient of days that brought about a lot of these plagues and curses? What was it? What are we accounting? What's being accounted for? Not just the acts that we do, which is a big book in the Bible too. A lot of us, we have these particular acts that we put out there, that we perform. That's why a lot of people, when you meet them, you're meeting their representative. You're not meeting who they genuinely are. And I think, due to the way that things are in life, I don't think anybody's gonna give. A lot of people are too scared to give 100% of themselves at the door, and which you ought to do in measure, depending on your relations and what you're trying to establish and what's actually being presented. So it is quite complex. That's why uh, the more experiences you have in life, with the applicability of the knowledge you have gained and obtained or ascertained, you become a serious elder. You become a true elder. You become very prominent. You know, and this is why it's good to be patient, because a lot of us want things now. We want it yesterday. Like nobody want to have that. Nobody want to stand in faith and be patient. You know, and like I said, we're past that time with fear the Lord. Because if we would have kept it that way, which is going to be very difficult for a lot of people to get back to and to understand and understand. The reason why I say we're past that so-called fear is because look what's taking place with people sexually, and I don't think a lot of people understand the 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 potency and the power of sexual energy, and just that sacred act within itself, which brings forth life. conceives life, heals. And it may sound good on one end, y'all, but I got to keep it real. When I look out here, I mean, I'm still single at this time, but I know, man, as long as God give me breath and then I receive her and we receive one another, we find each other and we mend. Oh my heaven, Lord, I already know how to. I don't know 100, but I don't know 100%, but I know it's going to be phenomenal. I know it's going to be phenomenal because I don't see that something to play with. Whereas, let me tell y'all what I mean. With energy, like sexual energy, that's so powerful and is healing. We having so much of it, but yet, especially my African people. I mean, look how we still living in the hood. Look how we don't even have proper established affluent neighborhoods where we reside in large numbers in 2024. For anyone who has been following me, I'm just going to touch on this real quick. We got a lot of, with all due respect, celebrities who have millions of dollars or even in the six figures. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to that because we know when Uncle Sam take that tax cut, what they left with. However, years upon years upon years and movies and films and this and that, we still don't have an established black town, even if it was gated, whereas you may hear about it through some particular source and you say, hey, it goes like, what's that word, on the wire? It goes out on the wire, and then throughout the nation or even internationally, you're hearing about it where it's like, yo, over there on the west side, they got the black town and da 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 da. This who lives over there. Hey, these may be the requirements for you to get over there, so on and so on. We don't hear it like that. We don't have another established Tulsa. I was gonna say Tulsa, Oklahoma, but we don't have an established so-called Black Wall Street, a black established town and community. In fact, because the black community, or any community for the fact of the matter, a community is where you have people who own the businesses and the educational institutions and the land itself. Okay, so think on that, right? So let me move forward. So with this energy that we play with and how we just disregarded the Heavenly Father and we continue to have these wicked sexual acts and these sexual deviances, I say to myself now, it may be or may have contributed to where well, certainly have contributed to where we are today, whether here or there. But, I think sometimes we need to sit back and ask ourselves, like, for all of this that we have done or what we're doing still, is this it? I just don't understand where brothers out there have wonderful, beautiful sisters, man. They got them, and it's like, I mean, everybody's not gonna be on the 100 all the time. I get that. You got your challenges throughout the day and at your job or whatever. But the amount of stress that I see and the amount of ignorance that's associated with the emotional issues that we're dealing with. And I'm saying to myself, like, how can that be when you guys, I haven't had a job since 2019. And I've been single since 2018. So I'd be like, yo, what's up with that? Like, how is it that these bros are still out here? Another distraction in company. Anyhow,
I was praying. I'm finished.
how are these brothers? They got these relationships. They holding a job. They got a place to go down and rest their head to. I don't. And I ain't looking for no sob. I ain't trying to give no sob story. I ain't looking for no crazy old sympathy. Oh my God, somebody bring them on in. I'm just drawing up the facts here. Brothers got it, and they still looking haggard, stressed out. What is it? What? What's causing that? Because I'm not saying this to try to offend anybody, to hurt anybody, because I'm actually frustrated with the madness of what I see out here. Are you following me? It don't make no sense. And that's because we are very disconnected to the Creator, extremely disconnected. I think by now, considerably, where since 2018, when I've been living in the basement, and from the basement, I went from living in the garage, and then from a garage, my van, and from my van to where I'm at now. I would have, I think, a weak-minded person would have gone ballistic by now. In addition to what I continue to witness out here, and the heckling and the naysaying, and all this clever, tactful communication. I don't even know like how I can if I can satire that's being used by the gremlins out there, the you know what I'm saying? All the supporters, many supporters of the LGBT, including them, because they the ones who I had a lot of issues with, uh, starting in 2017 when I started to speak out. Yeah, especially when I was doing Uber and Lyft, and all of the trolls.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They how they could talk, and
Very good.
they are very crafty. So I say to myself, I think I would have been the one going crazy and complaining about this and that and asking people for money or this, but that's not my style. And it's not a pride thing either. I just know what I'm walking with, and some people can't even understand nor comprehend. As a matter of fact, a lot of people can't even stand up to me and speak with me for too long. And I'd be like, yo, what is it? And it baffles me, man. It really it irks my nerves too. So I know it's something large, it's something big going on. So accountability is a huge thing. But let me stay on the fact that yes, we've passed that so-called fear in the Lord, because of look at all the filth that's out here. Where I could just look at someone, because I'm very sensible, and see what's on them, and I can tell that people are still doing a lot of wicked things. I could tell by the grins on some people's faces, and sometimes it may even show up on me. Now, with the not even the benefit of the doubt, but just knowing how things are, and this is why we have to be very merciful and forgiving. But that's going to be tough for some, and it's tough for some people to be that way when you start taking some losses in your own life. And I'm talking about friends and family or whatnot. And then you continue, you may grieve for a little bit, but then here goes the world back into it's like showtime. Life still goes on. All the bullshit is happening with the people. All the wicked sexual deviances is still happening. People still getting robbed for this and that. And I'm like, yo, that dark force out here is heavy. It's heavy for all of this to continue going on, knowing that we losing people. And not just only losing people, but we losing our sense of self. Integrity of who you are and who I am as a man, and to my sisters out there, our integrities are being challenged and compromised. All for what? Is it being how are things being well calculated in our best interest? Where we are melanin dripping, melanin popping, we were gods and goddesses, this, that, and the third. Well, I appreciate the energy and something to aspire to and whatnot. But is this it? Think of don't discount what I've said just recently. I, I, I'm not trying to be too long here. That's the whole thing. But I will be more in telling upon certain things in the time, man. Uh, yeah, don't forget what I just said about us having, or the brothers out there that have established, relationships. Everything's come with its challenges, and things get harder. But I know when you have each other, when you have your significant other, man, you ought to have a powerhouse. Keep building, build, brick and mortar, baby, huh? Get a nice foundation, build a nice foundation. I'm talking spiritually and soulfully, because it's needed out here. It's needed. There's many things we can go on from that alone and speak upon. But yeah, man. Wow, look at this. Another somehow, man. I just see how this thing's work. So surprised to see this lady that's coming this way. She's not here often, but there's no disrespect to her. It's just a matter of, it's kind of like a wow factor how things are being shown to me, and I can actually feel it out. It's like it's like what the Oracle said to Neo. You're looking at, you know, you, you're seeing life without time, and that's how I see it in regards of being uh, prudent, having some sort of clairvoyance, and I guess psychic ability. You know. However, yeah, man, we passed that stage. We passed that stage of fear the Lord, because you got some people who may have taken on such a role in life, and they went ahead and said, yo, I don't want 360 degrees of knowledge, I want 720. So they went ahead and dabbled on that dark side. And now, because like the book says, by one man what came into the world? Sin. And death by sin, which plagued the whole world. On the account of who? On the account of who? Man. So all these things are continuing to be exercised. And I say to myself, just like the post I put up, and I can quote it again, how come the melanated are living so degenerated? Our genetic disposition, our genetic makeup and DNA makeup, we ought to be living like look, I don't even gotta get all crafty with the wordplay. Keep it simple and plain. We ought to really be living much better than we are now. On a collective level. They will always be the haves and the have-nots. That's well understood. But I'm sorry for I just think that for 2024, this is how I know that a lot of wicked things took place in the past, and it wasn't addressed, and it continued to be neglected and bypassed because what? No one wants to hold themselves accountable, especially us African men. I gotta say it with all due respect, because we don't even know. A lot of us don't even know how to sympathize and empathize with one another, especially those of the white group, the European race, the European group of people. Excuse me, because there's only one race, human race, but the European group. Because, like I said over and over, they didn't fall out the sky, and up to this day, ain't nobody answer me as to what tribe gave birth to them, or if that's not the case at all, then what is it? Let's get to the facts. When we get the facts right and we can teach one another, oh, we're gonna see some beautiful changes upon earth. Yes, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be tough, because I can still see where there's a thing with men where we ego trip, and we have this, you know, we may have some power, and when we exercise, it's like, okay, well, I ain't gonna, I got beat my chest, got big cojones over here. What's up? We saw ego tripping and power tripping, and then boom. Okay, what we got? What we got? This is not. This is not to. in no way try to disregard the pains and the gains that men have been through and the accomplishments, because everything ought to be accounted for. Things are going to continue to be exercised and measured, but on the collective, what's up? Have we had more losses than gains? You take a good look at our youth, what you see in them. Not just what you see in them, but what do you see for them for where we're going? How many of our kids and youth really want to be biologists, chemists, astrophysicists, um, bioengineers? This is where we're going, right? This is where the future going. I ain't talking about no regular computer science. That's easy. I'm talking about biologists that's gonna make them real movers and shakers, prominent men and women of renown of our group. What's up? I could feel. I think this is why I'm having so much resistance uh, to to really attain some wealth, in addition to all the trickery that's and just to. I don't think people really know what's happening upon this earth, and some people don't want to know because the minute that they may get a hunch and a little something open up in about the truth, they avert real quick, evade, and just don't want to deal with it. And that's exactly why things are continuing to be, and it's going to be what it's going to be, because ain't nobody really trying to deal with it. So I would have to say, in regards to that, hey, look, you know what? I'm not even going to try to put, you know, I would have to say this if I could just put it in a proper way, I guess. We all know the saying, things are, it's going to be what it's going to be. I would have to say, okay, I can go with that. I like that one. I just remembered when Farrakhan said, and when he was at a sit down, he said, "Those who are the fearful and non-believing shall take part in the fire that burns forever and ever." And that's scripture, a great reference right there. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And you also have those that's of good nature that's being, where their lives are being snuffed out too, because so much of the dark forces have people under the spell, and so now we all know that Satan make things fair seeming, and just like the book says, there are many ways that may seem right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death, meaning that the ends always justify the means, as y'all heard me say many times. And I think what happens is, when you know, this is why learning mathematics is so important, in addition to the spiritual and natural law, that the ends thereof will account for nothing. It's like okay, it's like a perfect example. It's like saying, all that you've been through in your life, you sacrificed, you worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears, sacrifices and losses to provide for your kids, and try and do your best to have them not go through the wide gate and follow the people that leads on to destruction, not life. Destruction, which is death. You do so much, and then what? When you pass on, the integrities of what you fought for and died for may not mount up to anything. Why? Because our kids has fallen right back into the susceptible nature of the beast. There are many ways that may seem right unto a man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. So, what kind of education are we fostering in our kids and where we're moving in the future? What's continuing to dictate the way that we live, black men and women? When are we going to establish better communication and unification with our brothers and sisters across the Atlantic? When are we going to fortify it? We came over on boats, but we can go back on planes. But that's also problematic too. You know why? The same English tongue that we speak in. A lot of people don't even know the origins of this English language. And I could feel it in my bones and spirit. I know that the African nation over there, they don't really want us coming over there because of what we've been inculcated with. And I can't blame them. We need a lot of cleansing. And we don't speak their mother tongue. We don't even speak. We don't. A lot of us here don't even know our own tribes, where our bloodline goes back to. And so, with this language that we're speaking, that was established as a Germanic language, in which who emanated from such places, colonizers. So, but we have what we have, and we try to do the best with what we got. And now they speak in English over there too. Some people may not even know as to why. Because it was like one of the only ways to try to connect with us and speak with us and communicate. As I said before in the video, when I gave it up and I said, yo, I give it up to the African brothers and sisters who gave us music, speaking in the English tongue. Because with that kind of frequency, it reached out to us and it touched us. And I can go on and on about that too. But I'm already 37 minutes in and I'm not trying to go any longer. But I just have to say this in closing. We need to stop playing, sit still, stop dealing with all this BS, trying to make all people like trying to appease people and trying to have this. And this it's not easy, man. It's easier said than done because, like I said, we've been here for so long, and it's like so many of us is just it's like a touch and go, touch and go. This is who we are. This is what we follow. We are gonna be. It's like we're gonna forever be products of the environment than to rather be producers for the environment. We got so many different religions, so many, and that's another thing too that it bothers me. And that's another conversation within itself with all the churches and all this that we got established in black communities, and it still look like even if it's we in redlined areas, go through there and see how it smell, go see how it look, go look at the mannerisms of the kids when they come out of school, look how they talk to one another, look how they talk to elders, look how they talk amongst themselves in the presence of elders when they on the buses and whatnot. And y'all proud of that? And what we gonna do? Like I said, this is a dictatorship. We gonna try to what? Vote for another president to try to change this for us and still want to talk about we melanin dripping and all this? I'm telling y'all can say what y'all want about me out there. Oh, he don't got this, he don't got that, he just this and he just got that. I would urge you to come and talk to me directly. Come have a seat next to me, pull me up, call me right here on the Instagram, send a DM or whatever. I'll give you the show enough, because that's all I know. I'm going to give you what I got here in my heart. But to try to put it out there all the time and think, it ain't going to happen like that, y'all. There's so much of a need for it. That's understood. But there's some things that some people out here just will not understand. And a lot of people are already under them spells, man. I had a brother approach me the other day like he wanted to fight. He was like, yo, let's go outside. I don't even know the brother. He came out of nowhere talking about, yo, what's up? You want to go outside? I'm dead serious, y'all. It's like damn near 10:30 in the morning. And I could see through his eyes like something happened, like he was bugged, like he was under that spell. I was like, go outside. I'm like, I don't even know you, man. Have a seat. Let's talk. What's up? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that answer. See, if I was the dude with pride issues or whatever, I'd have got him and be like, yo, who the fuck you talking to and try to get all big and bad? It ain't about that. There's other instances where I could have had some fights too. But it ain't about the knuckling up. Because if it's about that, then like I said, oh, this is perfect. This is a perfect closing. Then like I said, as I said in another video, when it really boils down to what's taking place in the world, everything, you hear me? Everything reverts back to the African man and woman. Because that's where the original conflicts started in wars amongst each other, which brought about the inception of whom and of what, which is still as existential today. Because we know with the way that we're made from the Creator, or we can, and we stop, how much of Super Saiyans we could turn into, and then what? Think about it. But a lot of us don't have even. This may even become null and void because a lot of us don't even have time, or we ain't even trying to think deep. You know why? Yo, I gotta get that bag, bro. I gotta pay this bill. Ain't nobody trying to hear that conscious shit. I'm about to get my dick sucked. Probably by for men out there, probably by another dude. Oh, he ain't no man of God. He being vulgar. He's cursing. That's how I know y'all disconnected from the Creator. When the tsunami come, when earthquakes come, you don't think that's a curse? When the Creator kills thousands of people or hundreds of people, you don't think that's a curse? The Creator knows my heart. If I go, yo, I tell you, I'm about to go put on that Capleton tune, man. That day will come. Yo, fireman. Yes, indeed, man. Little brother Capleton, man. Word. In addition to many other wonderful artists out there. But yeah, man. That's it for now. Thank you for your time. Yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, man, anybody want to chop it up? I ain't gonna just put my number out there, but I can be reached on the Instagram. I can be reached right here on the YouTube. Drop a line. I'll hit you up if you want me. You know what I'm saying? We could talk, whatever. And we gonna see where this things go. As long as I got life, God give me breath. Or there's gonna be some more work coming out. It's just that I know people want it now, now, now. Want it now, now, now from just one man. I don't think people. It may sound like yo, that's not yo. You know this, you know that. You with the Father. You should do that. Come on now. Come on now, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if it's like that, and if it's strength in numbers, in which it ought to be, then how come we still living how we living on the collective? Just something for you to think about before you want to open your mouth and judge somebody or try to say this and say that, huh? Peace, love, and light, and war in good faith. And when I say war, I ain't talking about bloodshed. For those who haven't been following me, this is my last close in my head. Those who've been following me, when I talk about war, what my idea of war is what's taking place in the Olympics. No bloodshed, but what's taking place within the Olympics, where men from every nation around the world come together at a wonderful arena, and we showing our tenacity, we're showing our ferocity, we're showing our strength, and you know what it took to get to that level, the discipline, and this, that, and the third, and then we win our trophies for our people. That's the war I'm talking about. Not no yo load up, drones and missiles, and nah, cause that's heinous. Anyway, peace, love, light, and war, y'all. Have a good one. Leo is there, Ashe.